Hello and welcome to Scarletland's Family Affair, Episode 9, to Geleeda's Grove. So when last we met, you had all sort of been working on wrapping up some business locally after dispatching with the neighbor due to their involvement with a Mormo cult. And they're breaking into your house and mistreatment of their sweet son Enrique, who everybody.
Wait, did you just say a Mormon cult because it's Mormo and so they're Mormon?
I didn't, but
Mormite, I believe is the proper term. Mormite.
I heard Mormon. To be honest.
I'm like, I don't know if we should go there, Travis.
Mormacular.
To be fair, fun fact, I was excommunicated from the Mormon church, so I can't get in any more trouble with them than I already am.
Fair.
Yeah,
I think it was Mormite,
they
the
have
serpent
the best
and
milk I've heard.
I have run with that.
Yeah, I got thrown out. Get this, I had a kid out of wedlock at age 16. That wasn't enough to get me thrown out, but not paying my tithe because I had to buy diapers was. Yeah. Anyway, Mormite cult. Thank you.
Mormite cult. It's all good. I hope it's good. It sounds horrible.
So yeah, you had dispatched with the folks with the Copperfields, and sort of, I believe, fed them to the flesh strippers, who are now being trained when to bite and when not to bite. That's a handy trick to have.
And then through the bones in the basement.
And then, you had given some money to Enrique so that he can pursue his dream of going to Bard College. I don't know if you've invited him to go with you out of town as of yet, but you did. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think we were going to drop him off at his friend's house and then just leave it at that.
I believe that was what you did on the way out there. And then at the end of the session, Korggix went and bid a farewell to his boss at the blacksmiths. Does that pretty much sound?
Collected the cages.
Yeah.
The cages.
I got the cages and that dagger that doesn't exist, that I didn't add to my thing because it doesn't exist.
Oh, we'll get you. We'll get.
Yeah, that dagger of the white or something like that.
It's a white dagger. Yep.
Cool.
I'll get that added in for you. But while I'm doing that, was there business that you all wanted to attend? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. It was getting a bit later in the day by the time we wrapped things up last night. So, was there any other business that you wanted to attend before leaving town?
We have 2 magic items we acquired searching the house. A Cloak of Whispers,
yes,
which helps somebody with their perception to be even more badass than perception, and a Mask of basically Charm, which helps with charisma checks and lets you cast the Enthrall spell.
Yes.
My suggestion, and this is out of character, I'm a min-max gamer. So my deal would be to give them to the people with the best already abilities in there to make them even more badass, but that is the way I play, so I don't know if everybody else would agree to that.
See, I was like, a mask to cover Korggix's face, so people would go, what the fuck is that thing?
No.
That's kind of like slapping a Band-Aid on a severed arm, though.
So that's why I didn't say anything, because I was just like, I don't know if that would really work, because they'd still be like, what the fuck is that thing?
Hey, why is it wearing
a mask?
Korggix should have a high charisma as a sorcerer.
It still looks like that.
And yet. But I would not be averse to Korggix taking the mask. But my thought was either Korggix or but I'm the youngest, so what the fuck do I know?
Out of curiosity, is Cheshire our highest charisma character?
Yes.
Yep.
By far.
Yeah.
Far, sadly.
My charisma is not the lowest stat, so
Mask would be a waste on me. Let me put it that way. But the wisdom might help for me, but not the mask.
Yeah.
I made my character with RP in mind.
Yeah. I mean, Jedryn wouldn't mind being more able to tell people to go fuck themselves and have it hurt, but
So,
Yeah, I think I'm proficient in intimidation. It's just lacking in some other aspects of charisma.
well, anyway, I don't know how we want to divide things up.
The mask is definitely not for me.
Yeah, same here. It does not make sense for me to have it either.
Well, I think the only way, if it's between myself and Cheshire, back in character, the only way is if we do some dumb brotherly contest. I mean, I already failed scaring him, so.
I agree with the dumb brotherly contest. Is there a dumb brotherly contest that you may have done coming up, or that may?
I mean, I've seen Cheshire win Rochambeau with Korggix like every time.
Except for my Korggix is fine afterward.
I mean, right? But
we could do an arm wrestling contest.
We could do that, although Cheshire is going to pass on the mask in order for you to band-aid your face.
Aww.
Band-aid my face. All right.
So you're not going to just kick each other in the nuts willy-nilly anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, we could do that for fun, but
which is every time that I've seen it happen before. So
some people think rock paper scissors is what Rochambeau means, just traditionally.
We could do that too.
But it sounds like Gix, you're being offered this mask just to
Yes, I will wear the mask.
And now you look.
Does
like
it even
some
fit my face? That's the real question.
Magic. It resizes, right?
One eye.
Yeah,
one size fits all mask.
If it's an item that can be attuned, it will resize to fit you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It goes, oh, I like you.
And so
now I need to brush up on all my Ace Ventura the Mask quotes. Got it.
Now there's the cloak. The cloak is advantage on perception checks that require hearing and clairvoyance. I don't remember how often clairvoyance is used, but
I think it's once a day, but
that's pretty okay.
You can what was I going to say? I don't remember what I was going to say.
It's fine. Anyway, I have a.
Who do we have that's really perceptive?
My perception's 5.
+4, so not me.
I have a solid 9 passive. 10 passive perception. So not me either.
Yeah.
Yours is so.
Give it to the rat.
If you're okay with that, I think it's lovely, and I can use it to kind of hide myself, so maybe people can't see my tail. Thank you so much.
Just when we get some kind of stabby crap, that's when I'm
That's
gonna.
what you want.
I appreciate that both of the magic items are being used for our kind of weirder siblings to disguise themselves.
No,
maybe you're the weird one. Okay.
I meant that lovingly.
That's what I've been hearing the entire time. I still don't believe it.
We're all weird except Jedryn, who's just short.
Yeah, so Jedryn's the weird one. See what I mean?
So that does that then complete the distribution of the magic items?
As far as I know, yes.
All right. And do you know how to enter custom magic item in D&D, Sarah? Or D&D Beyond?
I can show her later.
I was just gonna edit my character sheet in Astral and call that good.
I mean, that's fine too.
But I can add it to my D&D Beyond later. Yes.
You may want to make sure you have it just for your reference.
Sure.
What was the mask called, by the way?
I'll look it up in 2 seconds.
Enthralling mask? Mask of Desire, that was it.
According to what I wrote down last.
I'm so desirable. Yes.
Exactly.
Bitch, you might be.
So is there any other pre-travel arrangements that y'all want to make? Things you'd want to do before leaving for an extended period of time?
Get a gear,
Okay.
I guess. Like food and stuff, probably. Although I think I can manage on the road.
Although, yeah, I mean, our neighbors have conveniently left us, a selection of interesting items. But
that's true.
Oh, the cows. If the people that live there are dead and Enrique is leaving and we are leaving, what is going to happen to their cows?
I know of a farm nearby that...
Yeah.
But if we bring up, hey, these cows need a home, that's also being like, we know they're dead. So I think we should leave them. The neighbors will figure it out. And we were gone, so it obviously wasn't us.
Should we leave a note
we're not
saying...
burning that house down?
Yeah.
I thought that was your guys' plan.
It could be a wedding gift to the
it was discussed. Dad has told us not to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the arson plan.
But we should maybe leave a message with the local, probably the cleric of
Aaron,
and say, "Hi, we're going out of town for a while. Family business, part of the whole relocating everybody. Now that Dad's retiring, we'll be back in a week or two. Hi." Just so that people don't think we've abandoned our house and, sell it on the market or whatever they do.
I mean, if you want to let her know, you can certainly do that.
Yeah, just so somebody of a trusted authority knows this. And also probably just fill her in on actually what's going on since she actually knows the plot. Just a thought.
Do you want to tell her what all exactly are you going to...
that's up to Dad, how much he wants her to know. But,
I see. So you want...
Yeah.
Your dad.
But I mean, at minimum, it'd be like, we're leaving town for a few weeks, probably. Just don't let anybody, squat in our house. That'd be groovy. Thank you. Kind of a thing.
I mean, sure, I can slide her some coin to come in and dust or something.
Yeah.
That way it doesn't seem too odd.
Abandoned.
I'll go do that. And he goes and does that. Is there particular items that you're wanting to... You wanted to get supplies. I assume you're not then going to try to slaughter one of the neighbor's cows? Are we on the fence about slaughtering one of the neighbor's cows? Is that what this is?
I killed them. I just wanted to make sure they were taken care of.
Well, no, sure. I'm just in relation to A, food, and B, whether or not you were leaving cow bodies laying around. So yeah, you are you going to stop at the village proper and collect supplies on your way through?
Yeah, I would think so.
Like a plan.
Yeah. So we all have the adventurer's kit. I don't know.
Do you? I don't know. What are you getting?
I don't know. I had one of those as my starting.
Yeah.
I think. In your backgrounds, you probably get some kit along those lines.
Yeah.
But you can certainly pick up more. You're looking at probably, if you have a very, very good day and do a forced march, you can make it to the edge of Geleeda's Grove probably by sunset if you leave at sunrise. Safer would probably be to take a 2-day trip. So you don't need a whole lot supplies-wise.
We're taking the cart and the horse too.
I would assume so.
I'm riding my horse. So
Do we have more than one horse?
I have a horse. I bought a horse.
You don't need a horse. You are a horse, Triss.
I am. I forgot. My name's Wendy. Neat. Does that mean I can eat hay? That's weird.
That removes the need for 2 horses if you're willing to, provide transit for a
anyone
passenger.
can eat hay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're really determined.
Stuff. I don't know how long I can stay a horse, though.
Oh, there's one way to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, look it up in the manual.
There's a manual? I need to find like an elder druid to teach me this stuff.
I would like to buy 5 arrows.
You may do so.
Buy just 5? Is that a thing?
There's a bowyer that'll sell them to you individually. Yeah.
Cool.
What's a quiverful run? Do you have that in front of you by chance?
Quiver is 20.
Yeah, so 5 would be. How much does a quiver cost? I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't know that.
200.
It would be one fourth of that.
Arrows individually cost 1 gold.
Okay.
Each arrow is 1 gold?
Pretty sure
that
it's
sounds.
a quiver full.
It's according to my character sheet.
High.
Yeah, it sounds a bit much. Oh, the price. Are you talking about the prices that are on D&D Beyond?
Yeah.
That's for a quiverful. So you'd be looking at.
Yeah, it'd be 20
okay.
arrows. That would make sense.
So you'd be looking at what, like
25 silver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why 5?
Yeah.
Well, I have 15. And I only have 1 quiver.
We got a cart. We can throw another quiver on there. Or just bundle them up in twine.
I suppose that's true. I'll go ahead and buy a full quiver full. That makes the math easier.
Yeah.
All right. You're able to acquire that. Is there any other purchases that you would like to try to make while you're still in town? So we've got arrows. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to
I
assume
think
that
I'm about set.
I'm going to assume that you're then ready to go.
I mean, are we at the town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My assumption is that you're going to stop at the village proper on your way out of the region, because you have to travel that direction anyway to get to Geleeda's Grove.
Do they have any anything better than what I have on, aka just clothes?
In terms of armor,
Just like leather even.
are you proficient with any armor? Yes, would be probably not, because you're a sorcerer, right?
Sorcerers can't wear armor.
Doesn't mean you can't wear it.
Yeah.
I mean, it
I want to
doesn't
look
really
nice
do
with
you
my
so much
mask.
You won't be able to cast spells if you're in armor. Because of Mesos'
Says you.
Bane. Says the That's out of character, because of
you have to be-
Mesos' Bane.
You have to be proficient with the armor to be able to cast in it.
Yeah, I'd have to find it, and I only have 1 screen, so I feel like I'm missing a part of my body, not having 3. So we'll say never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, you're just not proficient in it. Maybe something you could pick up down the road.
Has Dad ever been to Geleeda's Grove?
No.
Do you have any suggestions, father of ours, as far as stuff we should bring?
I mean, places, my understanding is that the place is overrun with all manner of Titan spawn. So, weapons, medical supplies, food. A better idea than going to Geleeda's Grove.
Ugh.
Those are the things
We could just go to
pack.
Verduck right now.
We
I've
could-
always wanted to go to Geleeda's Grove. I've been kind of close, part of my druid thing, but
We could not do that. Like that's an option too. Yeah, I think as long as we've got those things, we ought to be very, fairly well covered.
We'll be fine.
All right.
It's the woods. I love the woods.
Right.
I mean, I got 50 feet of rope on me, apparently.
We all do. We have
Yeah.
many hundreds.
Yeah, whatever you have in your packs, you're covered with. So you should be fine for what's a theoretically short and easy trip. The first couple of hours to the north of the village, relatively uneventful. Probably playing travel games and getting on one another's nerves the way that you historically always have. And reaching into a box, magically got nothing.
The see-through Mountain Dew box.
Is there anything in particular that any of you would like to do, discuss, try while you're actually en route?
So I don't recall. Do we know the woman that we're going to meet?
Your father does, and Jedryn has met her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be asking questions about her along the way, trying to get to know who we're going to meet as much as Dad knows.
Sure.
So that we're not caught unawares.
Yeah. Is there anything specifically you would like to know about her, or just kind of a general?
I'll probably start off with general questions like, how long have you known woman X that I can't remember her name?
I've known her for 20 years, probably.
How did you meet her?
On a fight.
Did you date her afterwards? I know your history. You've done that before.
I wouldn't say date.
What would you say?
Right?
We spent some time in one another's company in a quasi-romantic capacity.
So you were fuck buddies.
See, he has a type.
Ew! Don't say things like that about Dad. That's gross.
But is it wrong?
So gross.
You can be gross and accurate at the same time.
And isn't she human?
No, she's elven.
Elven. Okay, but
Not that
still.
there's anything wrong with, I have no problem with people having an interracial relationship. That's fine.
Yeah, but an elven and a halfling.
Have you never seen Dad's sex stilts?
Yeah, come on. You remember I had that tall boyfriend back a couple years ago.
I know, and I never understood it.
I look at Zopa and I'm trying to figure out if she's kidding or not.
I am more interested in
I
somehow
can't
getting
deadpan,
taller.
Right? I can't deadpan this myself, but Zopa is straight serious.
Yeah. I am very curious.
Check on Zopa?
Absolutely.
Don't want to think.
What's Zopa's base deception?
It would be a 12 as her passive.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Millie, you do make the insight.
Okay, I've known Zopa long enough.
So, what was this about stilts?
Oh yeah, they're in Dad's closet. Haven't you seen them?
No, but I would love to see that.
First of all, I would appreciate you staying out of my closet, but more importantly, I would appreciate you minding your own damn business. And
At this point, she finally does laugh.
I just don't want to think about Dad doing it. Ew!
Time for another sister or brother?
A gentleman's sex stilts are his own private kingdom.
As you're discussing your father's proclivities, starts to drizzle a little bit.
I'm stoked. I'm super happy it's raining.
You heal in the rain?
Oh, look at that fog of war with rain. Isn't that spiffy?
Dun, dun, dun. Ooh. Yeah.
And so as you're moving along, you start to come up to, off in the distance, you can see a river. And beyond that, what looks like perhaps a outpost of some sort.
What time of day is it?
By now, you're a couple hours into travel, assuming that you left at sunrise. We're going to say it's probably about noon. Probably getting close to like specifically to lunchtime.
Should we stop for a break and rest the horse for a bit? Horses? And probably along the way, I discovered I can only be a horse for an hour. So, yeah. So I'm walking.
Were you pulling the cart during that time?
No.
That'd be an abrupt.
No, we have a horse for that. Why would I do that? No, somebody was riding me though, so that was awkward.
And I'm spent.
A little bit of ass over tea kettle is there. No, your dad says, stop, sure. I would like to get past this outpost first, though.
Okay.
Or stop before we get to that bridge. I just don't want to spend a lot of time hanging around Calastian soldiers. We can avoid it.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
So you make your way over to the... I don't know why Astral is misbehaving. There we go. So you make your way over to the bridge itself. And when you get there, you can see a series of guards posted, things along those lines.
Is this on the border of the woods or just kind of...
No, this is still... You're still well within Zithisk. You're not...
Okay.
So the guards just sort of politely nod as you approach. Are you intending to say or do anything as you're making your way up there?
I'm not planning to. I'm gonna do my my best ride casual.
Okay.
One of my traits as a background thing is basically I'm really good at looking like I have no idea what was happening over in that other place where the things were on fire and that guy died of knife wound, you said. Yes, no, I've heard of knives. So I'm basically doing that.
Right. Okay. Just being as unobtrusive and innocent looking as possible.
Yep.
Is Dad with us, or did he?
He is with you.
Is he skulking about somewhere? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just...
We are but humble circus performers who have lost our way.
I was just fixing the map. Sorry, it was...
Yeah, no.
It was misbehaving.
And yeah.
As you get to the far side of the bridge, they do ask you, the Charduni dwarf speaks up and says, "You, state your business."
Which you is you?
Nods in direction. Nods at all of you. Your dad says, family vacation. The two guards kind of look at one another and raise an eyebrow. He says, "No, these are my children. We're just headed out to do some late camping. It'd be a good time." The guards kind of whisper back and forth to one another for a moment. They go on, get your show on the road.
Thank you.
On your bikes, whatever those are.
as you're walking past, why don't each of you go ahead and give me a perception check if you don't mind?
Perception or insight?
Perception is going to be based on hearing, if that matters for you.
Ooh,
Does to me.
Apparently, Zopa's still laughing about her sex still conversation, so she doesn't hear anything.
I have advantage on that now.
Okay, so
Didn't matter,
Triss, Cheshire, Triss and Cheshire, you both hear them, the guards, sort of like mocking you, basically, once you're past. And you definitely hear one of the guards sitting kind of up here around this parked cart, basically refer to you as a collection of freaks.
I mean, not wrong though.
Oh, wrong though, so I don't care. I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I was expecting an insult.
Beautiful.
You're so honest around these parts. It's so
And you continue along your way.
I turned into a horse. I'm totally a freak. Come on.
As you're going by, you do notice that this building of the outpost, the second house, is basically like a watchtower, and you can see there's a couple of dwarven guards up in the watchtower as well. Looks like maybe this is just kind of a common crossroads through the area, probably why they have the guard posted. Nothing particularly exciting leaps out at you, though you do see that there's some deforestation going on as well. Looks like they're chopping down some trees.
I'm sad.
About the
I kind
trees?
of mumble a prayer to Denov as we pass the fallen trees, because that's not nice to the trees.
Beautiful. How much further? So at this point, assuming you're 4 hours into your travel, you wanted to stop basically once you're clear of their eyesight and get in a short rest? Was that the plan?
Seems reasonable.
Whenever Dad's comfortable, well clear of their eyesight, I assume.
Yeah, you sit down, grab a short rest, grab some food. Relatively free of incident, and get back on the road. Are you going to try to? I'm operating right now under the assumption that you're just moving at a normal pace. Is that correct?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're planning another. You're planning on making a 2-day trip out of the affair, right? So your next 4 hours, you pass a couple of travelers on the way, going opposite of you. There's some villages in this area that sort of come off of the main drag. So you come across a farmer that's got a cart full of, fresh vegetables. It's willing to part with them for, between 2 copper and a silver for the basket of strawberries that he has.
Eat.
If you want to pick any of that stuff up, you're welcome to. But beyond that, it's really kind of a nice, quiet trip through the north of Zathisk. As you arrive at your campsite, what is your plan for staging watches and the like?
I have a spell. I don't quite know sure how it works, called Awareness Ward. I think that would be handy to cast.
Awareness Ward keeps you from being noticed by things.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It doesn't tell me when things are sneaking up. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't
It is handy.
It is handy. Okay.
Handy, just not in this circumstance.
Yeah.
I'll take second watch. I'm used to sleeping light.
Do any of us need less sleep than 8? Or elves?
Just checking that.
Yeah.
Nope. And I can see in the dark, so I'll take mid-watch.
I'll take last, I guess.
I can see in the dark too, so Should we have 2 people per watch? Isn't that what Daddy learned?
Say somebody should team
It
up
is a
with
good
Millie
idea.
because they can't see at night. So
Mhm.
the dark vision with the non-dark vision should be the
Mhm.
duos.
Sounds
If
I
good.
possible.
can't see at night, but I do have a nightlight, so
It's true.
That's true.
And there is like a fire there, so I mean that will
Yeah.
also help.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll take whoever. I'll watch with whoever wants my company.
all right. So first watch was whom? I'm sorry.
I guess me, because no one else called it.
All right.
I'll join last watch with Cheshire.
Okay. And then I was on second watch with.
Me now.
Okay. Sure. That works.
If you would like to, just go ahead and move yourselves to whatever
Yeah.
area in the camp you fancy for sleeping.
Yeah.
There are some tents up above if you're interested in that.
I'll be hanging out by the wood pile and sculpting little like models of stuff that's of people.
I'm assuming there isn't really a saw here.
No.
It was just
I have woodcutter's tool or woodcarver's tools, so I'm
There
like,
is now. There is. So.
I am still waiting for the map to load.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
It take a
unfortunate.
little while. Make sure you're centered. Hit the
Yeah,
space bar.
I'm centered. I can see us, but it's just
Just us and rain.
there it is.
I like where I am. I don't know who put me there, but I feel like I'm sitting by a fire.
I did.
It's great. Yeah.
All right. So
We made a fire.
first watch starts off. Seems to be relatively calm, relatively cool. Why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check if you don't mind?
No problem. Something I can. This is a fast way to do this. Perception. Let's see if that works. Or it doesn't work, and I have to do it this stupid way. Okay, that's fine. I have advantage on that. So.
Okay. Aside from normal wildlife that you would expect, there doesn't seem to be anything wandering about. Well, the first watch passes peacefully.
Who am I kicking? Was it Jedryn? I think it was Jedryn.
Yeah.
Jedryn and I. Yes.
Mhm.
I want to sleep now.
While you're walking by, I'll ask if you dream in horse.
Yeah, actually, I do. I also dreamt in bird, but I don't think I can do that.
And
I'm visibly concerned, but don't say anything.
And why don't who's going to take lead on the watch for making the perception check?
Not me.
Yeah, probably me. Sad as that is.
Go ahead and drop a perception check. You may have advantage because you are being aided.
Helped. Well, with advantage, I get a 12. So 13 total.
Yep. So you're looking around again. Peaceful, quiet night. Gentle rain. No real sign of trouble.
Yep.
Anything along those lines.
Everything's fine.
And the second watch passes. Who, pray tell, are you kicking?
That would be me.
Zopa, I believe.
Zopa, you get up and you start to sit watch. And as you do, rain starts picking up a little bit.
Worst it does.
So I need you to go ahead and make your perception check, but you're going to go ahead and make it at disadvantage because the area is lightly obscured.
15.
Yeah, you're sitting around, aside from the rainfall, woodland creatures. Nothing really leaps out at you as concerning besides being very freaking wet. And Cheshire, are you on that watch as well, or are you just sitting up by the fire?
I think I'm like sleeping outside.
Right on. The rain probably wakes you at this point.
You go into the tent.
I think fine.
Yeah, bye,
I think Gix is the only one who likes being wet.
I'm definitely still outside by the wood.
And just sort of curled up. All right. And that should be enough. That's three watches, right? That should cover a night.
Mm-hmm.
A long rest. And as you wake up and sort of prepare your breakfast, the rain is now coming down harder than it had been overnight. Skies are just gray and sickly. It's as if you are marching toward doom.
And Korggix looks like he's glowing.
Right?
He's so happy.
I'm glad I have his cloak to keep me not soaked.
I do love the image of all of us waking up like Korggix going la 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 la.
Right.
It's such a nice day out.
What were you saying, Millie? Sorry.
I am normally an early riser, but today I am the opposite of that because unlike Gix, I do not enjoy the rain.
Yeah.
You're kind of dragging ass a little bit.
Yeah, I like wake up early, all bright and sunny. I look out, go, mm-mm.
Despite the distaste for the environs, you eventually break camp and start moving out. Probably an hour after sunrise, moving a little bit slower than you normally would be. But your travel again is relatively mellow until you come to a spot where basically the road forks off, and in the distance, across a field with some trees in it, probably 150 yards away, you can see what appears to be like a gulch of some sort. And on the other side, the tree lines, hidden in the fog, you see the tree lines of Geleeda's Grove. Your dad says, well, at least we're already wet.
I don't know if I can be happier. Really?
How do the trees look? Healthy?
You're a bit far away to make that sort of a judgment call at this point.
Sure.
But as you're walking up between the fog and the rain, it doesn't get a whole lot easier. Exactly.
How do we get the cart over this gulch? Were we following a road, or were we like off
the road end? Like, so the road basically forks. Like this, there's no more road here, and then you can see the gulch in the distance, which is probably why the road forks.
Yeah.
But
You're muted.
Well, I'll turn to Dad and ask him what are we doing with the cart.
Well, try to ferry it across, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'll just pat him on the back and be like, "Good luck with that."
How long is so? Is it like a incline into the water and then back up again, kind of a thing?
Yeah, and as you get closer to the edge of the gulch, you can see that it drops down at its lowest point about 25 feet.
That's
we're gonna have to find a better place to ford.
I mean, while you're saying this, what my walk away was getting closer to the water as possible. So if I could find a path that like could fit a person, I'm working my way down towards the water. Okay. I'm very much that little kid's like, look, mud, but with water.
Gix, see if you can find realizing that Gix actually has a swim speed and therefore can, comfortably navigate this. See if you can find us a spot either up or downstream where it's shallow enough and the angles are right on the sides for us to be able to take the wagon across. Can you do that, bud?
I guess.
All right, so Korggix, you're looking for
Something that I think would be safe enough for the wagon to not need like unloaded and moved across, like a shallow crossing.
All right, so as you get up to about here, let's go ahead and have you make a perception check for me, if you don't.
We're all gonna die. Yeah, that's
No,
a
just
10.
you.
Yay!
And roll again because the weather does affect your perception.
Nice.
Okay, good. So as you're looking around, you see two things. You see one, there's a tree branch a tree trunk rather, I should say, that's been dropped across the gorge to act as like a footbridge. It doesn't look like it's been particularly secured. It looks like it was cut down and left to drop, and it's relying on its own weight to be there. So, not going to be a easy crossing. Certainly not with a cart. More interestingly, though, to the slightly to the north east, you can see what appears to be a couple of like small boats tied off at a shore at the bottom of the gulch.
Oh, I guess I'll work. I assume at this distance that I am not being able to figure out if they're used or not. So
yeah, I mean, you can see that they're there, basically.
Yeah, I will mindlessly meander on over there. I'm not really paying attention or looking for anything because I assume the water here is pretty deep still. So I'm just like kicking rocks while I'm going.
All right. And so are you going to go back and grab them first, or are you just going to move up and investigate?
Yeah, I'm just going to move up. I was told to find a crossing. I'm going to move up and see what the hell boats are doing here. Maybe they can help if there's people here.
That's quite possible. As you're kind of moving along the shoreline, come to these boats. The boats are largely unoccupied. But what I need you to do is tell me what your stealth bonus is.
2.
Okay.
Well.
Yeah, so as you're getting closer, you can see that it looks like these a couple of small rowboats are tied off, but were then subsequently abandoned. There doesn't appear to be any evidence of a camp, but you do see, looking down about 100 feet to the south east along that rock line, you can see the entrance to a cave.
Well, with that, they look like they were hastily abandoned or just...
No, quite the opposite. They were tied very securely, and there is nothing left inside them. The only things that are in them are the oars by which they are operated.
Well,
so whoever left it made sure they got everything out.
Seeing this, I definitely want to go back because my time when I was stuck traveling alone after I escaped, this was definitely... It's given me the vibes of there's probably somebody who doesn't want to be found here, if I had to wager a guess. So I'm going to go back and at the very least, tell Dad.
So you zip back up. And while Korggix is doing the investigation, were the rest of you just kind of sitting around chilling?
I was actually thinking, like, trying to figure out what's in the cart that we can carry if we need to. And, like, we can tie the cart off to a tree or something and leave it here and forward across with the horse. Does it seem like we could do that, or is there just too much shit?
I mean, I would assume that the majority of the shit that's in there are things that
like the tents and
right.
Okay.
That you could conceivably add to your packs.
Yeah, or like strapped to the horse.
Right.
Okay.
And with that, you see, as you're working on that, you see Korggix come running up.
I don't wave, and I look probably almost worried, like looking over my shoulder, kinda, but not like trying to play it off.
I mean, you're not skipping like you were when you left. So
right. I'm not bubbly, like almost floating as I walk anymore.
The weather starts to worsen. Thunder and lightning start up.
We should tie the horse off so it doesn't bolt.
What time of day is it?
By this time, probably about 3 in the afternoon, give or take.
Okay.
I guess who's the closest to me while I'm walking up?
I'll just call out to you.
Zopa.
Is everything okay?
There's boats and a cave, and if I know anything about how the boats looked and my time spent traveling alone, that there's probably somebody in there, or there soon will be, and I gesture at the rain. So I don't. I mean, worst case scenario, they're just out here camping. And I look at that.
That's the best case scenario.
Yeah, it could just be other travelers. They're definitely.
Yeah,
I mean, we're out here,
right?
We
maybe
could ask for hospitality.
Well, yeah. And they're, they're. If they're caught out in this weather and not as determined to get where they're going as we are, they maybe ditched the boats and went to the cave to wait out the storm,
Yeah, if it is somebody who doesn't want to be found, I feel like they probably would have put the boats away a little bit better or hid them. So I don't know. There could be somebody hanging out down there, but maybe not. Maybe they'd already left. Maybe they crossed back this way and just left the boats for later, and they're coming back. I don't know. I don't think, and I gesture at myself, I don't think I should be the one knocking on the cave entrance.
Well, it's true. Though it might be funny if they think that, you've just come home.
Just wear your mask. It'll be fine.
We can give your mask a test run.
What does my mask do again? Let me charm people?
Makes you, yeah, you can enthrall people with it if you want to. As you're having this conversation, you hear the sound of it sounds almost like a tree falling, but without an impact. As you can physically see this bridge that's over here, if you see where I'm pinging, shift a little bit.
Ooh.
Which way is the water running?
Let's not
West
take
or
the bridge.
It's running easterly.
Towards the boats?
Yes.
Well, with that, I'll be like, well, we need to make a decision now before that takes out the boats.
You now hear a whooshing sort of sound.
We need to get away from the river is what we need to do. Let's take a step back.
Well,
then another 10 step backs.
Yeah, I'm going to lead the horse that way.
Let's split up. Some people go to the boats. Some people go to the cave and tell the people that their boats are endangered from the falling trees.
As you're getting ready
they'll be nice to us since we're saving their boats.
As you're getting ready to split up, you see a large silhouette appear in the clouds above you and rapidly descend, landing on the rocky surface. Right
well,
here.
I don't think that who's keeping the boats.
You see the toothy maw of a mock dragon look at you, and it moves its head to the side and see a dwarven man sitting on its back dressed in black armor.
Wow.
Oh.
Any
Wait,
recognition? For any of us?
You all immediately recognize this as one of the Calastian Dragon Knights.
But not the specific individual, just the concept.
Right. Yeah. You recognize the outfit, not the person.
Hail?
Hey, you want to help us rescue these boats before they get swept away in the river?
What boats do you speak of?
Wait.
They're just gone.
I was like running to the boats when this happens.
He says, I have no desire to... I'll get to that momentarily, I guess, but you do realize that you are at the very edge of forbidden territory.
Are we?
I'm just going to look at Dad and be like, I thought you knew where you were going.
He says, "Oh, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. I got us lost. Forgive me. We're just gonna duck into this cave over here till the rain ends, and then be on our merry." The knight says, "I think not. I'm going to need to escort you back to the road." Dad points at the sky. In this? Seriously? Any of you gonna do anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, what's wrong with this? It's great out.
Is anybody going with me I was just gonna pull the boats closer to the shore, so.
Oh, you're gonna keep walking off?
Well, I'm
fairly certain
trying to do that while he was talking.
I didn't realize that you were going to continue walking while he was talking. He would call out to you to halt.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you wish to ignore that, you're welcome.
That's probably. Then I probably got to hear maybe. I don't know I don't know where everybody else is. So, if anyone else moved,
Going to nervous.
Okay.
What was that, Millie? I'm sorry.
I'm going to nervously finger an arrow.
Yes. I'm sure that's fine.
I'm so ready for a fight, but I don't want to start shit because I don't want to put my family in danger.
He says, "Yes, I need you to leave this area right now. By decree of the king, subjects are not allowed near here."
We were just looking for shelter, sir. Do you know where we might find some near here?
I'm certain there's some on the road.
Which direction is the road? It's gesture at the pea soup that is surrounding us.
But that's why I will escort you.
I have an idea. the mock dragon. That's not too far away from me, right?
At this point, it's getting closer and is.
And they're basically animals.
45 feet away.
They're basically beasts, right?
They are beasts, yes.
I say in my beasts understand me language, using speech of the woods, "Hi there," to the mock dragon. Do you like working for him? He doesn't seem very nice. Does he treat you well?
The mock dragon growls at you.
Ooh.
So, I understand his intention is that...
His intention is that if you keep talking at him, he's going to eat your face.
That dwarf gives him all of the treats.
He's very, very attached to his rider.
He's very attached to his... okay. Well, that was an idea.
He seems to... You get the impression that he's insulted that you insulted him.
I didn't insult him. I insulted his boss.
That's what I'm saying. He seems...
Yeah. It's insulted that I insulted his master. Okay. Oops. Well, that was an idea that failed. Okay. I'm not the most charismatic. It's fine.
He sort of pats his dragon on the neck to calm it down. Relax. Are any of you carrying something that might be offensive to my mount's senses?
I think your mount is being offensive to our horse's senses. I'm going to like try and separate them because I'm sure the horse is not like super happy about the dragon's presence. So I'm gonna like use that as an excuse to move away.
He pats the dragon on the head and says, "I'm certain they mean nothing by it, Fluffy."
Horses are not the most understanding creatures. Sorry.
So I would assume that I've seen a Calastia Knight before, especially when I escaped.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So I'm like more and more just kind of like, I'm behind a tree and now I'm a tree now. I'm a tree.
So you're trying to just sort of sneak out of sight?
Yeah, I'm trying not to draw any attention to myself.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check. You may have advantage due to the climate.
Inclement weather.
Yes.
+2 of whatever I just wrote. Oh, that's a solid. I am not a tree.
Well, you have advantage, so you get another shot at it.
Oh, right. Okay. Time for another one.
I'm gonna laugh my balls off.
Okay, that's 17.
All right, yeah, that'll do it. So yeah, you kind of sneak off and hide behind a tree, basically unseen. The knight says, "Now come on, now this way, south. Let's move."
Is there a roll we can make to figure out whether we have a hot hope in hell of taking this guy? I know there were such things.
Level checks and 3-5.
Sure.
Yeah.
Make a history check.
Okay.
The sound of the low health of a Pokemon keeps getting louder. And louder in my head.
That would be a 19.
Okay, so you do know that the knights are renowned for their ferocity in combat, their ruthlessness, and their familial bonds with their mounts. You're fairly certain that there's enough of you to get him off the back of that thing and take him out. But then you have that thing to contend with, and you're a little less.
The dragon is the problem.
You're a little less confident in your ability to walk away from that unscathed. Having said that, though, again, as near as you can tell, you've got him, heavily outnumbered, so it wouldn't be impossible.
Mm-hmm. Well, honestly, if we're gonna fight one of these guys, I don't see why we would want to do it here.
And who knows if the people in the cave are not his friends and could come wreck us.
What's the condition of the water? Is it like moving faster? Are the boats actually in danger? Can I tell from here?
You can make a perception check at disadvantage. Try to see what's going on.
I have advantage on perception, so that would cancel itself out.
No, it's with advantage. Right.
So
yes, you're right. So straight
with
regular.
nothing, straight up, which is spinning from my perception. 12.
All right. The boats don't appear to be in danger. In fact, you think that creaking noise and the shift of the rock was the mock dragon jumping off.
Okay, it wasn't the tree about to go crush. Okay.
Right. I mean, it was, but because a mock dragon was jumping off of it, not because of wind.
Okay. It wasn't. Okay. All right, the boats aren't in danger. Good.
Clever girl.
It's a future resource that I don't want lost when we sneak back here.
Yeah.
They're still here.
He walks you up to the crossroads, and
how far is that?
Well, did he grab me? Did he?
Did he see
No,
you?
he didn't see you. So
Okay, because I'm definitely not going.
right on. So it's about 200 yards back is where he takes you to the road, and then he
Okay, that's not that bad.
says if you go northward here for about another hour 15 minutes, you will come upon an inn.
Perfect. Thank you. You're very kind.
Hail Verdict. Runs off.
If he had sense motive, he'd know I'd be lying my ass off, which I am terrible at. So,
when they go to walk away and like pass me, I'm gonna work my way down towards the cave.
Okay.
Because how the hell does this guy just go, oh hey, sup, and know that tree is there? And he said he would take care of that later about the boats. So I don't think he knows who's there. So I want to find out before he does who's there.
You'll have at least 5 or 6 minutes to get down here and investigate. So you're running down and going into the cave?
Yeah, I'm going to yell, like I'm going to announce myself as I'm like going in, like, hey, and say, there's a Calastia knight out here. Come in here. Because I'm super smart.
All right.
I think there's a lot of caves.
Yeah, as you get up to it, you see that there's kind of like a network of cave areas, and you step into the first one and start shouting, and you can see there's like some discarded mining equipment. Looks like it's been sitting here for a while, like it's not actively a mine. And what is it exactly you're saying?
That there's potentially a Calastia knight coming to investigate here.
You see a woman step out, kind of into forward enough that you can see her, from make out slight details from the light coming in the mouth of the cave. She's blonde-haired, short blonde hair. She's wearing like a chain shirt with a tabard. And she says, why would I be concerned about Calastia knights? And as she steps further into the light, you see she's got the Calastian coat of arms on her tabard.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought out of character was going to happen, but Korggix doesn't know that. Because my family and I got lost, and I was worried he was going to come down here because he said that he was going to take care of the boats, and I just didn't want anybody else to get in trouble like we did. So I was going to take you back to follow my family with us so you didn't get yelled at. I'm like very sheepish. Because Korggix genuinely thought that he was coming down here to potentially stop somebody from getting yelled at.
She comes walking up to you and she gestures at you to like lean in.
I lean in how? Like with like, my face?
Yes.
Oh God. I lean in.
She whispers in your ear. The rest of my detachment is not nearly as generous as I am to those who are not of chosen blood. If you go down that hall, past my mount, and take the fork that leads to the north, you'll find another exit in this cave network about 5 miles up. I recommend taking it. Darshak collects troll ears.
And then I sigh. I go, oh, well, that's okay, because I'm not a troll. I get confused with those a lot. And then I realize, like, when I say that, and I like whisper, but thank you.
She nods.
So it's five miles up, as in the way that we were going, or back to the road.
Well, it would be basically what you'd be navigating a cave network that runs under this side of the river, and will pop out like 5 miles up northward. So, in the direction they were told to go for the inn, yes, but
Okay.
Well,
you could always just go in past the mock dragon that is currently feasting on what looks like probably is like a whole ass deer, and then try to sneak back around or sneak out of one of the other entrances. That's an option too.
yeah, well, I don't want to, I want to thank her, and I don't want to be rude and not use her suggestion. So I'm definitely walking directly into the trap to get fed to this mock dragon.
No, as you approach the mock dragon, it looks up. It's literally in the middle of eating a deer. So it looks up at you with half a deer hanging out of its mouth, and just looks for a second, and you hear kind of this cooing noise from behind you, and it goes back down to its meal.
When I hear the cooing noise, I'll turn around and be like, thanks. What was your name? I just want to remember.
I'm Sir Sasha.
Sir Sasha? I'll just say I'm Korggix. I'm not, it's not going to click, so.
Says you're in danger, you should probably go.
Yep. I just wanted to make sure that this gesture is immensely appreciated, and I'll scurry away.
You do so. Which direction are you scurrying into? Are you going to go northward?
The way that she told me.
All right. So back at the side of the road, at the crossroads, what are the rest of you doing once the Dragon Knight takes off?
Has anyone seen Korggix?
It says, "Oh
I
shit!"
think he was hiding from the guy.
Channel's tits.
All right. Why don't we split up? There's no sense in all of us going down back here to try to fetch Korggix. It's a good way for all of us to get caught, unless you want to go try to kill a Dragon Knight.
No.
I'll go.
I'll go with you.
Take your pets with you.
Okay.
I'm pretty sneaky too, so
I assume the rats are in the wagon.
Really
Just
wish
assume-
Korggix wouldn't have panicked and said, if my family comes looking for me.
you're
The
playing
other
in
guy
character.
would- Anyway.
Yeah. I feel like, well, yeah. Let's not bring the pets.
Millie visibly pouts.
Where are we going exactly?
I think Korggix is. I'm hoping Korggix is scared under a tree someplace because he saw the big dragon. So we want to get back in there, try to figure out where he went, make sure that he comes back the right way.
Korggix isn't so much scared of the dragon as he is the knights taking him back to where he escaped from.
Your dad says, "All right, so Millie, Jedryn."
Do you really? I mean, if we bring those, they may end up getting used, and if they get used, that's going to start some stuff that will not be easily stopped. I'll take your advice, Dad, but is that what you think we should be doing?
I mean, I'm happy to watch them in the wagon as we head off towards the road. If he's watching us, like I feel like we should head that way, and the one or two of us who are going to go back and look for Korggix would be less missed if we were still doing what we.
Yeah, you're right.
Who knows if he's not just like off somewhere waiting for us to come back.
No, you're right. Let's keep it moving. So you all start keeping it moving. How far north are you going to walk before you sort of break off?
Just find a good opportune place, basically. Like, some place where we'll be under cover of trees for a little bit and we can kind of sidle off.
Okay.
Coming
right up.
Stills.
Yeah, why don't you do that? So so just so that I'm 100% clear, who's staying, who's going?
I think it's me, Triss, and Jedryn that are going.
Sounds right.
Cool.
And
Skulking
when we do,
party.
I'm going to take them both by the hands and whisper, "Don't die."
Yeah, good.
It's unnerving, but I'll take it.
I think we're the best at mucking about in the woods, certainly.
Yeah. The rogue, the druid, and the ranger.
Yeah. I even have that, what is it? Couple of nature spells, so.
All right, so you find a little area off to the side that looks like it's got maybe like a lake or more of like a little pool that is fed by that creek.
Mm.
And you're able to chill out there. So Cheshire, Zopa, bad.
Sounds right.
I got all my ducks in the right rows.
Don't split the party. Only 3 ways. There are 6 of us. So.
Absolutely no way this ends poorly.
Yep.
Was just trying to help.
We're helping.
You
I was doing the right thing for the right reasons.
And as a result, met with the single most merciful member of the Calastian army.
Possibly.
So it would seem.
Certainly
right.
up there.
We'll assume by then that they have moved up this way. You all are down beyond north. So let's get stealth rolls at advantage from our forward crew here.
I already rolled mine.
Okay. I have stealth.
You're in good shape.
19.
Ooh.
You're in good shape. For sure. Holy, I just saw. Did you get an 18 on yours, Millie?
I haven't rolled mine yet.
Oh, weird.
My character sheet is loading.
Also weird.
Yeah, I see Triss with an 18.
It might be the word overlay that happens in Astral sometimes where it'll show the wrong person's name.
Yeah.
I've seen that bug.
I have not seen that bug before today, and I use Astral a lot.
Huh, interesting. I've seen that bug twice. Or it'll show the wrong name. And
Maybe you're bringing the bug. Maybe it's your...
She does have strong tester foo.
Well, they are a druid, so they could turn into a bug.
That's true.
No,
That's also true.
It's a vermin. I can't turn into vermin yet. But I do have, but in real life, I have 15 years experience as a software tester. That just breaks things around me that are software. It's
Fun fact,
a gift.
there are no vermin in 5e.
Oh, there are no vermin. Oh yeah.
Beasts.
Here again, I roll on wrong edition, so I could turn the
knowledge wrong edition.
knowledge wrong edition. It's a frequent problem
all
of
right.
mine.
Yeah, so you're all sort of moving along, nice, good clip. Millie, you sort of step just a little wrong on a stone. And the stone just sort of rolls a little bit and clicks and clacks. You don't think it went very far in the rain. You don't think the sound carried very far, but you definitely know you made a sound.
Hold on a sec. Druid. There's clearance. Sound of a small animal or faint. Okay. I was saying if I could use Druidcraft to make it sound like maybe.
Yeah. Sound of a small animal?
It's like an animal who is in the area and squeaks off.
Sure, yeah. I'll allow that.
Like a raccoon or a possum or something. It's like.
And now let's have you each make an investigation check, if you don't mind.
That should be hilarious.
Oh, okay. So, Jedryn, you don't see any
Everything's
sign.
fine.
You don't see any sign of them. Triss, neither do you, and Millie, you can't hardly make out anything with this rain.
Yeah, I'm not used to rain at all. Hate it. I don't know why I volunteered for this.
Like, you're getting that. Have you ever gone out in a rainstorm, like maybe just after a workout, and you get that mix of rain and sweat in your eyes?
No.
Like that's where you're at right now.
Feel muddy. You just feel like. Ugh.
How do I get out of this chicken shit outfit?
And it just burns and makes it very difficult to.
I was born in a marsh. Whatever. Okay, I was like, I don't remember it. I was 2, but.
Right,
I mean, swamp is my favorite terrain. I'm fine with mud. I don't like rain.
Don't like it falling from the sky.
Yeah, I'm fine with it on the ground.
Yeah.
Where it belongs.
Korggix, you're zipping along. Kind of along the route that you were told. And on that route that you were told to zip along are several cave mouths. And as you're passing one, you hear like the sound of a stone being kicked, and like rolling, followed by like some raccoon noises. But you also do make out like some whispering, like, "Don't worry, it's fine."
Did I recognize the voice?
Yeah, you're pretty sure.
Yeah, you hear Triss go, caw-caw, caw-caw.
And Millie
raccoon noise. I went.
All right.
I don't
Well,
know what a raccoon sounds like.
Obviously that's where I was trying to head, so I'm gonna peek my head out the cave at them. But I'm going to still be stealthy because I don't know who's there all. So, and I definitely want to try and scare who's ever there.
That's fair. Roll stealth and then roll perception.
So stealth, that's 14. And that's a solid 4 on the perception.
Okay. So normally I would say that they would notice you, but with all the rain and whatnot, given their investigation rolls they just made, they still don't notice you sneak up. So you sneak right to the mouth of the cave. You see Jedryn, Triss, and Millie there. They're all very much doing like the, Pink Panther, like I'm really like over animated sneaking.
Hey, we're good on our sneak checks.
Yeah.
We're in the upper teens.
They are basically right now sneaking right past that mouth of the cave that you're standing in.
I'm going to do my best imitation of what I think a mock dragon would sound like.
Make a performance check. And don't forget that since you're wearing that mask, I believe you have advantage on this check.
I have +1 to performance as well. I don't know what all the mask entails. So that's a 19 on my performance.
Right, you're about to get an arrow to the face.
So you make this noise, and the three of you, I assume, spin in a unified drawing of weapons in preparation for fight.
Yep.
For a spell.
And you see Gix standing there in the mouth of the cave, I assume having a fairly hearty chuckle.
I'm going to say I just barely hold back from shooting my arrow.
I almost hit you with a thunder wave, brother. Don't do that again.
And you guys almost died to a mock dragon.
And
seriously, and then like I snap out of it. Like seriously, we gotta go. There's more than one of them here.
There's more than one of them.
Yeah.
And as you're having that conversation, one drops out of the sky.
Oh shit!
About back here, and you hear this area start getting like from. Oh, can you see my ping? If it's there, sorry. You hear like the bowing of the wood on that side as well.
Go into the cave.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll initiatives now.
Oh my goodness!
Hooray!
That dragon thought it heard its mating call.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like, did I just
Korggix.
like summon a mock dragon?
Now,
You might indeed have.
Just doing Korggix things, man.
if I
Leave
could,
me alone. Again, I did the right thing for the right reasons.
if I could have Zopa and
Cheshire.
If I could have you both make perception rolls, DC 16 at disadvantage.
Oh shit!
Nice,
So you're sitting there
Good
like
job, Cheshire.
you're sitting there like you're gonna roast like a weenie, right? But you can't get a fire going 'cause it's a fucking rain. And like you throw the stick down, and as you throw the stick down, you hear like this, what sounds to you like not necessarily a mating call, but more like a mid-coital cry of discomfort from a mock dragon.
That's horrible.
Korggix's mock dragon ovaries are in pain.
I can relate to that literally. It's horrible.
The dragon version of the Bufu.
Yeah, exactly.
The ovary pain, not the boo-foo.
So yeah, you hear that coming from the south, and for a moment you think it's just natural, but
And they go first.
you will it will click to you that that's probably a sign of a problem.
Your
Like,
stupid
something's wrong.
siblings.
Something's right. Okay. So when that clicks, we'll just like start running, and then at some point, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, we gotta go."
Okay, so you just get up and start darting off.
Just booking it.
Yonk.
All right. I'll be very, very generous and say that you will arrive in 1 minute.
Yeah, that's fair.
And combat begins. On the first turn, there's some movement going on out in the fields. Korggix, you have an action. The mock dragon has just landed. Its rider has armed themselves with a lance.
They're not addressing us in any way or anything?
Not yet, no.
I
mean, you can hold to see if they speak. If you wish to.
Yeah, I'm going to hold an action. And when I hold the action is running back into the cave entrance. I'm like, I was just lost and they were coming to find me.
Yeah.
All right, I mean, you can do that. That can be like, that's moving and speaking. So you can still hold on to like a action, or you can take the dodge action if you wanted to.
If they attack me, I will shield myself.
Okay.
I'll use my reaction or my action to shield.
Shield is reaction, so you don't need to. You can still hold a regular action.
Oh. Yeah, I guess I'll take the dodge.
All right.
Dip, duck, dive, dodge, and dodge.
Jedryn.
I do not like the tactical picture we're in here. I'm trying to figure out.
It's not the knight that told me to take this way, is it?
No, it is not.
I'm gonna get somebody in trouble.
So we are. Can we get to the cave entrance?
Yeah, the cave mouth is right there.
Is the cave mouth big enough to readily admit a mock dragon?
This one particular is not. However, you can clearly see that this one.
Mm-hmm. That there are several others.
Yeah. At least one that you in your line of sight will allow entrance. Now you don't know what it looks like inside there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that might go to a whole different fucking network of caves. You know?
Exactly.
Like, you don't know.
This could be a mock dragon hatchery, in which case, we're fucked. I'm gonna duck back inside the hole, and on my way by Korggix, I'm gonna be like, Gix, if everything looks lost, you grab Millie and Triss and you dive in the river and get away, okay? And I've got my bow out, and I'm basically, sweeping the tunnel, trying to figure out a good path out of here. And that's probably my actions for this turn.
All right, go ahead and make a perception roll while you're in there. Yep. And you do have dark vision, correct?
I'm a halfling, so I don't think
you don't
so.
Have dark vision, that's correct. All right, so you'll be at disadvantage because of
everything. Well, luckily at disadvantage, that's a 15, so
it's not bad. So
the adrenaline is a hell of a truck.
So the cave goes in probably about 20 feet before teeing off. You don't see any immediate. There's not like a dragon sitting there like, "Hey, buddy." Mm-hmm. You do hear, however, some footsteps coming up the tunnel.
Well, that's just dandy.
From the south, specifically.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So the way that I came from.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But there's a north.
Yes. So it goes north-south, basically.
Yeah. North, run north. We got people coming from the south. She says to her relatives. And I guess that's me.
All right. So that brings us to the one who just landed in front of you. He points to you, Millie, and says, "Lay down your arms." Give him the finger.
Hey.
Is that your only reaction is to give him the finger? Is it?
No, I don't give him the finger. I point at myself like, is he talking to me?
Oh, I thought you were giving him the finger.
Fuck you! And the horse dragon you rode in on.
He responds by pointing his lance at you.
Can I also run into the cave?
Yeah, but as soon as you start running, he is going to charge you.
Oh, he's holding. She can't disengage.
She can disengage, but she can't disengage because she's not threatening anybody. It's on his. This is happening on his action exchanges.
Yeah.
So I need to look up in Yugman's Guide to Gelspad, Part 5, which will be out this Wednesday.
Buy the toy.
And includes the Calastian Dragon Knight fighter. I need to look up the rules for this.
And that's why we're stuck fighting them, because sales pitch. No.
You bastard! You're killing us just to pimp a book?
That's my secret. I'm always killing people just to pimp a book.
I'm taking notes.
I mean, we're only second level.
It's okay, I'm an author, I understand.
CR4, so I don't know what CR they are. I assume they're like CR4 or something. 3 at least. 3 or 4.
I mean, they're not
Yeah, we'll be fine.
small. Sorry, my iPad is not cooperating. I hope this is building tension and not killing it. Do. Thank you, iPad. Holy cow. Took you long enough.
Cannot access printer. I can access printer. It's right here.
Exactly. All right. So they will move at least 20 feet towards you and make a lance attack at you. We'll see how that goes.
No.
I'm about to die.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're more than 20 feet away, aren't you?
No, they have to move at least 20 feet. So as long as she's, or 30 feet. Yeah, so that is good to go. Oh, come on now. Rats and fracking. Okay.
Can I drop my weapon if I see him charging?
I mean, yeah, you certainly can. And fortunately for you, I assume a 7 misses.
Aha! I dodged like an awesome person.
And they run like right past you, Triss, and start to like circle back around. And as you look over as they're circling back around, you see another mock dragon and rider approaching
3
from this direction.
or 2?
That makes the second.
That makes it okay. So there's the one on us and then the one up there. Okay. There isn't a third
Right.
one. All right.
And Millie, you can move up to 30 feet. Or if you use your action to dash, you can move a total of 60.
I'm gonna run in the cave.
All right. So Millie comes barreling past you, basically, as you're...
North, go north.
Triss, what would you like to do? And
So
Millie, I
if
assume you were just dashing, right? Like full dash, full
yes.
move? Yeah. So she runs past you, you say north, and she like goes another like 30 feet north.
If I move,
Oh no, I want to use dodge instead.
Okay. In that case, you're right next to Jedryn.
if I move, do they get an attack on me or do I have to disengage?
No, you're not. They would have to be adjacent to you to.
Okay, so I didn't know if they had reach because they're freaking huge. I was thinking maybe cast a spell, but it might be considered provoking them. But running is provoking them, so
Right. I mean, yeah. What
yeah.
I'm saying here is fuck the police. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, fuck the police. So I don't know if this will help me or not because these guys are really strong, but I'm going to throw an entangle in that general region that they would have to cross through and then run into the cave.
Nice. All right, so entangle, that requires them to make a...
I will send it to the chat.
Beautiful, beautiful. Strength save.
Yeah, I would still probably make, but because it's not that big of a DC. And I will move my 30 feet into the cave, wherever. I don't know how far that gets me, but
I mean, more difficult is more difficult. We'll take it.
Yeah. I don't know where people are in the cave. So. But yeah, and that basically covering the front of the cave and around that area.
Ooh. You have entangled Mock Dragon number 2.
Ha!
Ooh.
And they get a new save each turn, yes, to break out of that?
Yeah, but it's just to buy us time and maybe so that we don't have to deal with 2 of them at once.
For sure. As you're standing in that mouth of the cave, you hear the echoes, somewhat distant sounding, but nonetheless present, of approaching feet, like another set of like heavy sounds like a mock dragon running. It's a very distinct stampede-y sort of noise. You detect that coming from outside the mouth of the cave, and you also do hear some footfalls coming along the inside of the cave at a pretty good clip. All right. That brings us to Korggix. What would you like to do?
Well, everybody's in the cave, right?
Everyone is inside the cave. Yep, you're at the mouth still.
Do I see the other rider on the other mock dragon or no?
Yeah, probably, I would say. In the distance you're at.
I'm just curious if it's the same guy as before on either of these.
Yeah, so it's the same guy as before that's on the one that just tried to lance your sister.
Did we interact specifically? Like, does he notice like that I'm the same person from before?
Chances are good that he has. You're not sure, but
I don't think he saw you before.
Yeah, he didn't see.
You faded into the woodwork before.
Oh yeah, that's true. He didn't see.
So the rest of us, though.
Yeah.
So I'll yell to him. They came back to look for me. I was checking on the person who was at the boat. Sasha. I'm sorry. And I go inside the cave.
He stops for a minute. That's enough to distract him for a moment. Jedryn, what would you like to do?
Yix, come on! And I start motoring up the cave, I guess.
Full dash.
I could run away, but I'm kind of trying to rear guard for everybody else, so I'm gonna let other people get ahead of me. So yeah, I guess not a dash, which is kind of a waste of an action. But okay. Instead of a dash, I'll do a hide. So dun 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 behind a rock.
Right. Go ahead and make that hide check.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Dexterity, stealth.
Oh,
23.
Nice. Yeah. You're not going to get spotted anytime soon.
Wind.
All right. The rider of Mock Dragon number 2 is basically stunned and confused, but his mount knows exactly what he's supposed to be doing. And failing horribly at it. Good lord. Still stuck in that entangle spell. Brings us to this mock dragon.
Lines are sticky.
Is going to run. And then is going to leap over the...
Yeah.
And then is going to upchuck into the...
Gross.
So it goes.
So what I would need all of you to do, who are in that cave mouth, except Jedryn, who is far, far out of the range of this.
Oh, I didn't move.
Stinky dragon breath.
Did you not? Did you? How?
Yeah, I yelled at him and then left.
Right.
I wasn't sure how far we could.
Everybody
move,
was in.
so.
Yeah.
So would you move? On your move, you would be able to move 30. Or if you did a
that's all
dash,
I would do.
you'd be
I wouldn't.
60.
Yeah, I wouldn't dash.
Which direction is out?
So I thought Jedryn was like
effectively
behind me.
Triss, you would be about here. Millie,
Okay.
you should be at the exact number of squares because I think I moved you.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
see the
Okay, so
cave
we'd be going
network.
that way. I thought we were going to.
Yeah, I think it's this ridge line along here. There's
Yes,
the tunnel is
sorry.
under that. So.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Okay.
wish I had multiple layers on the map, unfortunately.
Yep.
Um,
Running along the gray rock things. Okay.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have stayed in the doorway because that dude's gonna fucking stab me.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So
No,
you would
it's-
have run probably next to me.
that makes sense. Yeah, so you could get back another. Whoop, good big token. Getting it there. Dragon
You can't-
actually. What's up?
You can't fit through the thing, but he's still going to puke at us. So that's going to
Yeah. Unfortunately, well, I mean, I guess very fortunately, the only person who's in any danger of being hit by this is Millie, I think. Oh, no, I lied. It'll get Korggix interest too.
Okay.
Rip.
What kind of leap to make?
So
Really hope it's
you
not
need
acid.
to make Constitution saving throws.
Wait. Does
Chris,
it
you're
not-
good.
Is it an element?
Absorb elements would work on this, yes.
Is it poison?
Did it? Probably.
It is. Actually, yeah, you're right. Absorb elements would not work because it is poison. I'm sorry, I misread it.
Oh, it is poison.
But
It's
resistance
not-
to poison work because
Yes.
it's poison. So
Very much
yeah.
so. All right.
Constitution saving throw. All right, that's one of the ones I suck at. How do I do that? What dice do I roll?
Just roll a d20 and add your con modifier to it.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's a 20.
Okay. So
Nice.
the bright side is none of you are blinded.
Good.
As this cloud of toxic gas emerges from the mock dragon's mouth. You do each suffer 2 points of poison damage unless you are resistant, in which case you suffer.
A point of damage. Okay.
And the mock dragon does not recharge poison. That's going to give you a good solid 2 to 3 rounds as they figure out getting the fuck away, which I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, you're going to spend making a mad dash northward in these caves.
That's my
Yes.
plan.
Yep.
All right. Again, you hear a constant drumming of footsteps behind you for about the first 10 seconds or so. And then it stops. And you can sort
And
of
then they're
hear,
like, so's your old man.
you can sort of hear some echoing noises down the cave.
Is it down the way that we're going or the way we came from?
The way you came from.
Is it fighting or like conversation?
I mean, it sounds like definitely excited talking at the very least.
While we're running, I'm going to say to the group that another Calastian was in the caves down at the boats, and that it didn't make sense that they were going to deal with that later. You can't see my air quotes because of the new thing, but I feel kind of like I got someone in trouble, and
Great.
that we shouldn't just bail on them. We should like try and keep a sidewise glance on it, like maybe not dip out all the way, like try and listen in on whatever conversation it is. I feel really bad just leaving that person there if they're if they were like defecting or something.
I bet they'll be fine.
I bet they'll be fine.
The only reason I'm alive right now is because of that person. And if there's one thing I learned when I escaped and got to where I'm at is you don't forget stuff like that and you don't just bail. So
Never forget her. That person. Remember them forever. Let's go.
So when you say let's go, I turn around and go back the way we came from.
No. Yes. What I meant.
That sounds like a perfect place to wrap up game for this week. And
Gix is doing his best to get everybody killed.
Just so that I'm clear on this, Zopa, you did take off running with Cheshire as well, correct?
It would have been like 2 rounds later because she would have had to like deal with the horse so it didn't run off.
But you're so much
she's like,
faster than me.
What?
So much faster than me.
I'm like a round or 2 behind him. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah, that's where we will pick things up next week. Any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns about tonight's session? No? Awesome. Sweet.
Besides, I'm pretty sure Cheshire can cast Expeditious Retreat on himself.
That's true.
I can, but it's never seemed to work when I was racing you.
All right. Well, since we're done for this session, let's go ahead and do our outros real quick. Let's kick things off with Cheshire, by the by. Give us your pertinent details, please.
Hi, so I am Chaz, he, him, and I research video games and music and storytelling. And I play Cheshire, the best wizard who still hasn't mastered Expedition Retreat, even though he has mastered Whole Monster.
And Whole Person.
And Whole Person.
Yeah.
Amazingly
Counterspell.
similar.
Counterspell.
Amazingly similar to Cast. Next up, we have Millie. Please give us your pertinence.
Hello, I'm Ayli, and I play Millie, the ranger. Both of us have she/her pronouns. I'm a fetish model. You can find me on Twitter at kittycuriosity, and I'm also part of an X-rated D&D stream called Roll for Seduction, and you can find us online at rollforseduction.com and on Twitter at rollseduction. Please only check us out if you are over the age of 18. Thank you.
Adults only, please. And thank you. And then next up we have Gix. Give us your pertinence and tell us what you're doing when you're not getting the whole party killed. No, this is not on you. This is not on you.
Right reason. I'm Tric, or the hair Tric, because Cosmic Horror and puns are funny. I'm a level designer, outsourced for Relic Entertainment and THQ, and then Sega after THQ bankruptcy. I'm also a fledgling writer. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that yet.
You are allowed to say that, absolutely.
For D&D, launched a Patreon 2 weeks ago. It feels like years ago because this last week has been hell with moving and getting hit by some jackass who doesn't know how to check their mirrors. So it's been a week. So if you'd like to hear more about the week or whatever else I'm doing, or just hang out and vent about your own life or whatever, or talk about level design, stop by the stream. The game's just a backdrop, and I'd love to have whoever's there. Sweet.
Rock and roll. Next up, we have Triss. Give us your pertinence, please.
Hi, I'm Sarah Stewart. I'm she, they. I play Triss, she, her, who is a rat folk Slitherin druid who's trying to figure out her shit and thinks her family's crazy, but she loves them nevertheless.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Yeah.
I'm the co-author of Vigilant, Scarred Lands novel, Book 1 of Through Shadows and Dreams, as well as having multiple titles on RPG on the website. Drive-through RPG. Thank you. What was that? And I nerd about Scarred Lands a lot, particularly on Fridays with Jeremy.
That's true. Speaking of Jeremy, beautiful segue.
It's true. We do nerd over on my Twitch channel, WH Publications. We talk about Scarred Landlord on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern, I think. I also do all of the publishing, like most. I think everyone now is publishing something.
I believe that's true.
Yeah, over on Slitherin Vault. If you follow any of Travis or mine stuff, keep an eye out on Wednesday, or is it tomorrow?
Wednesday is when the new Vigil Watch drops. Or
Yugman's.
New Yugman's drops.
Mm.
I almost put a head on the whole damn thing.
Keep an eye out for that. In concordance with that, I also have a pseudo Vigil Watch title coming out this week. It's not official, but
sweet.
it has something to do with the official race that is in Yugman's this week. So check that out. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Finally, after all these months. If you've been watching the show since literally it was the previous show,
right?
Yeah.
The Minotaur is in this month's.
Yeah. So if you were watching Monarch way back in the day, you can finally get the rules for Monarch.
Long ago, it's been 84 years. Yeah. And lastly, that brings us to Jedryn. Please give us your pertinence.
Hi, I'm Fran, Stewart, she, her, and I'm playing Jedryn, the grouchy halfling rogue, also she, her, and I co-write stuff with my wife, and I co-write stuff with Travis, and I think I've co-written some stuff with Jeremy, and I've co-edited stuff with just about everybody here. You can find most of that stuff on Drive-Thru, and you can find the pittance of other stuff that I've written wherever fine ebooks are sold. Look me up under Francis Stewart, pretty much everywhere except on Twitter, where I am Ronalyn Valor. And I love making new friends, so come up and introduce yourself. Say hi.
Woohoo!
Wait,
She loves making new friends.
This is true. And last but most certainly not least, I'm Travis Legg. I am he, him. When I'm not running this game, I run other games on the Onyx Path channel. I have a game I run on Roll Seduction the second and fourth Wednesday of every month. And I am a tabletop writer, designer, developer, and the line developer.
Prolific tabletop.
Somewhat. And the line developer for Skylands. So, as I mentioned earlier, and Jeremy mentioned, the next installment of Vigil Watch or of Yugman's Guide comes out this month. It should be available at Drive-Thru RPG Wednesday. That will include the much awaited Minotaur, but also the half orc and the Dragon Knight fighter that we saw a little bit of today. That was fun. And a couple other subclasses and some interesting backgrounds, including the Angels of Namorga. And I don't remember who else is in it. Lots of fun stuff. Make sure you check it out on Wednesday when it drops. Because when I try to remember things off the top of my head, I always get it wrong. The other thing I wanted to just remind everybody of is that we do have the magic items cards that have come out for Scarred Lands recently. So if you haven't made your way over to the store to pick some of those up, you really should. They're super handy. You can get them either in print on demand, where they send you the actual printed card decks, which are very high quality. They're very cool. I have the spell cards myself. Super useful. Or you can just get a print and play PDF, where you would either just keep it on your iPad or print out a sheet and cut out your spells. Whatever you want to do, just having them right there so you can look at them. It has the description of the magic item on it. Pretty much everything you need to run it is on the card. And also, if you're into 5e but you haven't yet checked out Scarred Lands, the spell cards and the magic item cards make for a very easy, accessible introduction to the flavor of the setting. One of the things that I always loved about Scarred Lands, long before I ever got to work on it, is how flavorful the magic items, the monsters, the spells are. Really captures the essence of the setting pretty well. And so if you head over to Drive-Thru RPG at the link I just shared in the chat, pick all that stuff up. We will be back here this time next week for more shenanigans. If you subscribe to this channel, you can get the VOD instantly when it goes up. Or if you support me on Patreon at patreon.com/TravisLegg, you can get the VOD immediately. Otherwise, it'll be up in 7 days. So right as this episode is ending, they'll be watching another one. Something like that. Anyway, everybody take care of yourselves, be good to yourselves and each other, wash your hands, vote. See you soon.